Welcome to Discover East County, where we walk the paths of hardworking folks who share the stories of their lives and businesses. I'm your host, Valley, and today we have Jill Fleming. You are the executive director of the 678 Scholarship Pageant Program. So please tell me a little bit about what you do, but I also want to intro your guest that you brought with us, so tell us about her first.
This is Nikki Arias, and Nikki is not only a star as far as our program is concerned. She's a former Miss Julian, but she's also the assistant director for the 678 program. She's a graduate of UC Davis, and she's now working on her master's program. So
Okay.
she's an amazing young lady, and I'd love to have her with us.
Yeah, I love that. A success story in the flesh. No, it's good to have a relative, somebody that's been through it, gives firsthand account of what you guys do. But Jill, tell us a little bit about the 678 Scholarship Pageant and Program. What is it?
Well, so we call it 678 because it ranges. I'm the executive director for Lakeside, Ramona, and Julian. And if you're on the 67, you're in the middle of Lakeside. And then you take it right into Ramona, which you then turn into 78, and then it goes right into Julian. So it's the 678 program. We just finished the Ramona pageant, incredibly successful program. My director for that program is Noelle Day, and she has done a phenomenal job. And right now we are focusing on Lakeside. Lakeside's pageant is February 14th and 15th because it had to be split because there's so many girls in the program. Preteen is on the 14th and Miss and Teen is on the 15th. And so the focus of the pageant is to literally elevate each young lady and help them find their voices, help them find their strengths, and to work towards them just being successful young ladies in a world that really doesn't teach them. It kind of throws them out. I mean, back in the day, and you could go to programs in which it was almost like a finishing school where you learned how to do these things. Well, with our program, we focus on helping them learn how to do a resume, how to do a speech, how to present themselves in front of an audience, how to basically speak and be heard. And so they work a lot of public relations programs. They do a lot of youth involvement and a lot of fundraising.
Okay.
Our girls last year combined raised, I think it was close to $50,000 for local charities.
Oh, wow.
For Lakeside, our focus, like I said, is on it right now, but this is our 65th year.
Yeah.
So we're in the process of getting everything up and running.
I understand that you've had quite a long tenure in running these pageants. Can you tell us how long you've been doing this?
I'm in my 29th year, starting my 30th year. So.
But combined with all the pageants together, how long have you been doing it? It was like 23 years somewhere else.
Well,
10 years in Ramona.
For Ramona, I think it's been 10 years, and for Julian, I brought it back in 2002.
Yeah, the year was
so it's been 23 years there.
Gosh,
so it's
that's
been a long time.
You're juggling a lot.
Yeah, hair dye works. I don't show the gray, and I show the gray. Yeah, I juggle a lot, but I'm, I have my own work to do and stuff. But I really get a lot out of teaching the girls, but watching them be successful on their own merits. And this young lady, is just a walking example of what the program can do. Hopefully that we've been a guiding, source for her, but also to uplift these girls. They don't have enough of that. I don't feel that they have enough mentorship in the community to give the girls success.
I have a question for you, Nikki.
Yeah.
So if there's someone on the fence and they're contemplating whether or not they want to do it, what are some points that you can touch on that'll help them decide if the pageant process is for them?
Yes. So I would say I was one of those people. I always tell this story because my mom, she thought it was a beauty pageant. She thought that they would be judging us on our appearance. And then I won, and she was like, oh, maybe this is not, maybe this is something different. And we found out that it really is a scholarship program. And I would say that for anyone on the fence, that this is one of the most amazing opportunities that you can take. We live in a world that often tries to pit women against one another or tries to compare our successes. And then when you come into a program like Jill's, she really is working to uplift all of our voices for the greater good. And so if that's something that you're interested in, if you want to be a role model, if you want to do something that's outside of your comfort zone, because that's how we learn, right? Then that's absolutely the best way to get involved in this program.
Do you feel like your pageant experience had helped you apply in college and kind of like assert yourself on what you wanted to do in college and beyond?
Yeah, absolutely. I think So from a young age, I have been involved in community service. My parents have instilled in me the idea of servant leadership. And so I'm currently in my master's program for agricultural and resource economics at UC Davis. And a big driver of that was because I wanted to find solutions to help people. And I knew that I could do that through economics. And I knew that I could do that through policy. And so that absolutely was the foundation that set me up for success to go into the career that I'm in now. And beyond that, I mean, I grew up in Julian, so I think I graduated with like 21 people in my class. And so going from 21 people to almost 40,000 people, it was a big shock. But my social skills, the skills that I learned in the pageant really helped me succeed and really helped me find my place at Davis. And I mean, I did my undergrad there. I'm doing my master's. I love it there. So it really has served as one of the best stepping stones for where I am today.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I always wonder when I interview people about what they do, what is their motivating factor? Like, Jill, why pageants? Like, I feel and I can tell you are very passionate about what you do. So what is it? What's your driving force?
If I could find a different word than pageant, I would.
Okay.
So because pageant, it just throws back to the days of it's a beauty pageant, and it's not a beauty pageant.
Yeah,
in
it's
fact,
kind of like what they see on TV,
Right.
but it's not that at all.
in fact, if you take any of my title holders and you say beauty queen, you watch them go because
Yeah.
it's like nails on a chalkboard. We're not that. My focus is if you can get them wings, they can fly. If you give them the opportunities. But as she said, in the world today, women are often pitted against each other. They don't run together for a common focus. And if anything, I would like to know that I've made a difference. And I think that's the thing is that to know that you've made a positive difference in these young girls' lives. And I mean, in our upcoming pageant, we'll probably have 30, maybe more girls. But when you take each girl as an individual and say, I can help you, there's the difference. That's my motivation.
Yeah.
I have a background in law enforcement. And so for me, it was helping people. And so this was just a continuation.
I love
The
that.
beauty aspect, beauty has all forms. It doesn't matter if they're size 0, size 22. It doesn't matter if they're 5 foot tall or 6 foot tall. It doesn't matter. The exterior, we're born with that. That's a gift from God. The interior, if I can give them the strength to empower them, that shines much stronger than anything else.
I think you find beauty in how a girl is confident, how she can articulate her feelings and
Yes.
opinions and
Yes.
has the strength to do that, especially at a young age. Like
Yes.
that's where I find the beauty in that. And we were kind of talking earlier about how you give them tools
Yes.
to find that voice inside them.
Yes. In our competition pageant, it's 30% of it is interview. And so we teach them how to do an interview because that's a presence. That's a strength. They have to know that, whether it's to get into a club or a job or a scholarship or in college, you need that. So you need to know how to present yourself and find your voice. We teach them about their community so they have that community base. We teach them how to interview in a manner in which they feel that they're presenting themselves, not cookie cutter responses. We're really, we focus on the girl, and it's not, there's the pretty part as far as the gown, but that is so minimal because that's the last thing the judges see. The first thing they hear is a speech that the girls write, and the subject is of themselves. So literally, what do you want the judges to know about you that isn't on the bio sheet? And then the next thing they go into is interview. And the judges are so impressed. Our judges are so impressed by how much the girls have been worked on. I don't want to say worked on because we don't change them. We just enhance them.
Yeah, and they can take these skills and pass them on like Nikki did throughout their life. And so it just helps them long term. It's not just so like a kid that maybe is lacking confidence or hasn't found their thing, right? Maybe they're not a sports kid. Maybe they're not a musician, but there's something in learning how to express yourself and find your inner confidence. Absolutely. And I think this program would be a good fit for kids like that.
I think it's a good fit for any kid. She has a younger sister who was hesitant about that's not my thing, but then
she said no.
Yep. 2 years later, she came back, she took the crown, and phenomenal again. So, I mean, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Your parents did a wonderful job, but it's not just that. You take each girl, and each girl has a strength. You have to find this strength, but maybe she doesn't know what her strength is, and so we just work with each girl to help them. And it's not a cookie cutter. It's not that. And I think what's one of the neatest things I think is that I get letters every year from former queens or girls who just competed in the pageant, and they say things to me like, I just walked into this job interview and I heard you talking about looking in the eye and greeting the people and speaking with confidence and how we sit and how to talk with your hands and how to relate to people. And I get those letters, and that's my motivation. It's making a difference,
Yeah. So if they're looking to apply,
Yes.
before we start that, if they want to apply, what does that entail? Is there participation events? Is there community service? What does that look like leading up to the pageant?
Well, if they wanted to apply for Lakeside, they have to have a Lakeside connection, which means they have to live there. Their parents have to live there, work there. They have to go to school there. They have to prove that they have a Lakeside connection, because we just don't take someone from out of the area and let them compete. They have to represent Lakeside. And the first thing they do is we do have we teach them how to do a resume. That is a mandatory. The judges get that a week before, so they get a chance to circle what they want to talk to about. They do a speech. Now, the speech is about themselves, but we don't want to scare them, so the preteen is a 30-second speech. The teen is a 1-minute speech. The miss is a 2-minute speech. But even better yet, they give it from behind a curtain, and so they can have it on a card. They don't have to memorize it. So because I don't want the judges to evaluate them right off the bat by seeing them. I want the first things they see is they have the written format, which we've worked on, and the next time they hear them, they see them, they hear them. I want them to hear them. So now they've seen them in written format and hearing, and then they walk into the room. And then there's that personal connection. So they compete in that way. And then we have casual wear, which is on stage, which we supply the shirts, and it's in jeans, and it is not about your physical form. It's about how do you react to the audience on stage in tennis shoes.
Oh, wow.
Are you connecting with the audience?
Authentic.
Yeah, authentic. And then they have they give their historical fact, which they choose on stage. And it really is neat because every year I even learn something about my own community. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And then the last thing is the gown. And the gowns, as I said, I have a closet and a half of gowns and stuff, and so that we can help dress the girls. I don't want parents to go spend money on that kind of stuff. And each girl has a sponsor, and that sponsor literally has a full page ad. It's a tax write-off. And we just do amazing things with the girls. And when they step on stage and they have that one final question on stage, I make sure that if the girls are listening during rehearsals, that a version of that question is given. So there's no shock factor. There's no fear factor. We work together. We have an opening number that's really cute, and but it's not judged. And one of the neat things is that we have a young lady that was my teen Miss Ramona 2014, named Elizabeth Bowersox, and she's now a successful recording artist. And so she has a song out called California Queen, and she's given us permission to use that as our opening number and theme song.
That's
so
good. That's
she's
great.
going to be there the day of the pageant.
that'd be fun.
So it's like how you just bring everybody in and keep them involved, so that the lessons that we hope that we passed on, circle back.
Yeah.
So if they're interested, they just can contact us.
Okay.
And they can join our pageant page.
When is the cutoff of you're not taking any more applicants?
You know what? Right now we're somewhere close to 28, 29, 30 girls, and I'll have to cut it off before I go too crazy.
Yeah.
But I think that we probably won't be cutting it off until mid-January.
Okay.
Or early January.
Okay, and they can contact you through the website?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If they go to the website,
Which
there'll be
is, what's
some
the website?
questionnaire. MissLakeside.com/apply.
Okay, Good job. You got that. You nailed it.
I was going to say, oh, do I have to do that?
Okay, I do want to tell you guys thank you so much for sharing this story coming from somebody who knew nothing about this program, but I see it everywhere I drive around in Lakeside. I see it everywhere.
Okay.
I'm so curious of what this was. Please tell me more. I completely understand it now, and I just love what you guys do. Thank you, Jill, personally, because I think it's so needed for kids to learn these skills.
It is.
Dealing with a lot of kids myself, I see it. I see the need for it. And I love that you stood in that gap and decided that you're going to make an impact and a difference. And looking forward to hearing about your successes in the future. And I know this program is just going to go up from here. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much for watching Discover East County, and we'll see you next time.